The social situation I chose is from a scene of a television series involving two characters in a toxic relationship. In the scene, both characters are seen having an argument where they both acknowledge and accept the toxic cycle they are stuck in. I chose this scene because it's important for people in a toxic relationship to be able to identify the signs and hold each other accountable. It's important to be strong enough to maintain your sense of self and individuality, learning how to communicate your needs and values while being with another person. Attachment is a concept and is an emotional bond that is formed with other people that we connect with. There are 4 attachment styles that often develop psychologically based on how we were cared for as children by the guardians in our lives. Our attachment style that we develop through the developmental phases of life helps predict how we will handle conflict, give, and receive love. The 2 attachment styles I will discuss are the anxious attachment style and the disorganized attachment style, also known as a fearful avoidant attachment. The anxious attachment style is where an individual fears abandonment from someone they consider close, often portraying as clingy and needing a lot of reassurance. This type of individual often worries about their partner and if they truly love and want to be with them, craving a secure relationship. The disorganized attachment style is a mix of both avoidant and anxious styles, where an individual craves both a secure bond but also fears being hurt. This type of style often occurs after trauma, where an individual sustained is consistent love from others in their life, feeling insecure in that aspect. The protraction of the adolescence concept is where the teenager phase, which is a part of a human's natural development, lasts longer than it should. The concept has several factors that contribute to the elongation transition into adulthood. Factors include emotional dependence on guardian figures, toxic relationships, longer education, and individuals searching for their identity experience in their teenage years. Individuals are affected differently, but many experience impulsive and emotionally driven decisions where they need a lot of validation, emotional support, and they avoid responsibility. Using the attachment styles, I will be analyzing the characters Damon Salvatore and Elena Gilbert's relationship. As evident in the video clip, Damon shows a disorganized attachment style. Damon constantly lashes out impulsively and then regrets his actions. Damon says, "I thought you broke my heart, and that's why I ripped open Aaron's neck," showing he uses anger and violence to mask his fear of losing Elena. Damon's toxic past relationship creates the idea of how intimacy to him feels unsafe or uncertain, causing him to feel out of control and a sense of rejection. On the other hand, Elena has an anxious attachment style. I think Elena has feared emotional abandonment ever since her parents passed away in an accident, craving love from Damon even though it is toxic and hurting her. Her mindset is that she can change him and seems to blame herself for his pain, even if she's not the one responsible for it. As Elena says, she still loves him after his actions, and recognizing their toxic pattern shows her emotional dependence that she has for him. The protraction of adolescence is evident as Damon's impulsive reaction of killing Elena's friend out of anger, which is an example of emotional immaturity. In the show, Damon is a vampire and technically over a century old. However, he acts as a teenager and is unable to regulate his feelings, which is associated with a prolonged adolescent state. I think Damon is stuck in an adolescent emotional state where he thinks that if love becomes hard, he must sabotage it. This reflects the black and white thinking rooted in the concept protraction of adolescence. I think Elena is a bit more mature in the scene as she is roughly 19 years of age and is recognizing Damon's destructive behavior. However, she shows emotional immaturity with her dependence on Damon, while their relationship and his behaviors do not align with her morals. Both characters are learning to transition from their current state of adolescence to actual emotional maturity by showing accountability and setting boundaries with each other. I furthered my knowledge by learning how attachment theory applies and explains the toxic repetition in a relationship. I think the media uses toxic relationships for content, which ends up normalizing them in some way. The toxic relationship then becomes seen as common or in a way romantic. The protraction of adolescence can contribute to toxic relationships when the individuals are not emotionally mature, worsening the situation and making it more difficult to break the cycle. Analyzing the concepts challenged my perspective of what a healthy relationship is and how passion or romance can still be present in unhealthy patterns. I will use the concepts in my daily life as I will be able to reflect on my own past relationship as well as people I know, identifying similar patterns. I think I'll be able to identify toxic patterns and set better boundaries as I reflect back on my own experiences and the red flags I have overlooked. I will be able to identify the unhealthy aspects of a relationship and understand why people act the way they do.